Good morning, good morning, good morning. I tell you, this time around I decided to move a little bit faster and go all the way to Runda. And guess what? I am live at the Lord Errol. You're going to love everything about them because they are the home of the best dishes. And guess what? They love the African heritage. And how do they preserve it? They preserve it through works of art. I'm going to be meeting the ambassador. That is Lisa Christoffersen, who's the official ambassador for the Lord Errol. And of course, I'm going to be meeting a Kenyan painter. His name is Costa. Speaking of which, let's go find where Costa is. Sindio, kujeni. Hi. Hi Costa, niaje? Uko fiti? Na kucheki? Umeamka fiti?
Siko mbaya sana.
So many people want to get to know about your art.
Okay.
And of course, I want you to take us to where your pieces are.
Great.
Some of them have been displayed on the wall, but would you introduce me watu get kukujua?
My name is Costa Ajuang. I'm a painter. I paint, I draw, and I'm a sculptor as well.
Sawa sawa.
So basically, that's my life.
Okay, just take us to where your life is.
All right.
Sawa sawa.
Karibuni.
Asante.
Karibuni Lodero, for those who don't know. So yeah, there's quite a few artists who are showing here as well. That's Geraldine Roberts. And then I have my work. I set some in the garden. Yeah, so this is the Diana Hay Garden. It's quite a beautiful and peaceful place. We have water running through. This kind of reminds me of Matisse's garden. The famous Henry Matisse's garden. Oh no, Monet, sorry. Oh God. Whoever's watching this, it's Monet's garden.
Monet.
Yeah,
Is it Claude
Monet has a very beautiful water lily garden.
So Claude Monet, for those people watching us right now, he's a famous French painter.
Monet's
was he an impressionist or expressionist?
He was an impressionist. They're like the post-impressionism people who started that.
Unique.
So Monet.
Hapo ni Ujaluo inatumaliza.
I say Ujaluo. Ni vitabu.
So we're going to move to your art.
I'm trying to keep it on the low.
Keep it on the low.
Yeah, so...
But it pretty much shows that you've studied art for quite a long period of time.
Yeah, I went to an art school. When I was studying all this, I had to go to because I needed like the serious, strong
Let's move to where the art is.
Art. So I went to an art school in Kisumu, Mombasa Art School, for whoever wants to go. It's in Kisumu. So Mombasa, I stayed there for 3 years. That was in 2013 all through 2015. And then immediately after that, I moved to Nairobi. But then, personally, I've always been hungry for knowledge. So you have to like grasp things around and pick stuff that influences your way of doing things. That's why I know of Monet.
But so many people want to get to know, how did you get to exhibit your work on the walls of Lord Errol? Man, it's not easy. It's a 5-star hotel. It's well known. It's where the elite come to chill. How did you get an opportunity to display your work of art?
Personally, if I was to speak about that, I think every journey is different. Mine cannot work for some other person, but there are a few constants in every single journey for creatives. One is you have to love what you're doing. Secondly, you have to be very inspired by your own self, and then you need the drive. So as long as you have those things and you keep doing them constantly, by loving your art, it means you'll be doing it regardless of what's coming out of it. And then if you're inspired by your own self, that means you'll be trying every day to get a better version of yourself.
Maybe let's go through the pieces because so many people are interested in what you do, the work of your hands. So we're going to start with this one. Does it have a name?
Yeah, this is Faceless Models.
Just put your microphone.
This is a series I was doing of Faceless Models. It's more inspired of the idea of people trying to put tags on how people look and trying to
Have you been tagged before?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Sometimes you walk around and you don't know what people say about you. But
in high school, people called me a ghost.
August.
A ghost.
A ghost, why?
Because I was really dark back then. So people would see me and they'd be like, whose shirt is that hanging there? I didn't take offense because I knew that was like a period you have to go through. But anyway.
But that's the beauty of it. So you can be able to translate maybe your emotions into a canvas. So talk to us about this one.
And I always try and leave it open for whoever's viewing because art touches people differently. What I see might not be what you see. So this was inspired by the idea of people putting tags on how people look and trying to think that they know them better. That's why I did that. So I needed somebody who's got like a background in modeling, but then sort of cover their face in their abstraction.
So is it more of Did you have an actual model?
Yeah, I
or
had
did
an
you
actual
get
model.
it?
Yeah, I had an actual model out. Her name is Ida Odeka. She's a very, very talented young model. She's aspiring and inspiring as well. So we had like an agreement to be able to produce this body of work, which she understood where I was coming from with the whole story and where it was heading. So that was quite amazing, the whole journey of producing this. So I'm an artist who's doing abstractions, and when I do abstractions, I concentrate on color, which I think is one of the strengths that I have. And
What was the
figure
mood here?
drawing.
What was the mood here? I'm seeing a lot of red and blue.
God, I don't know.
I thought maybe
Honestly, I don't
it was a literal expression of what people feel. But let's come to this one and talk about it. Maybe just hold it on that side.
Yeah, I'm an impressionist. So usually I tend to do more of landscapes and activities and people's lives, especially places I've been. I like doing places I've been because I feel like I have a personal attachment to those places.
Looks like the Rift Valley. Anything to do with it?
Yeah, it is. This is my. So usually on my way, I'm from Migori, but I stayed in Kisumu a long period after my high school. So on my way back and forth from home to Nairobi, Nairobi to Kisumu, home to Nairobi, Nairobi to Kisumu, this is where I go through every day. It's like the point you have to pass through before you go separate ways to Kericho and to Moroni on your way to Kisumu. So seeing this from like a bird's eye, from a bird's view, that aerial perspective of this caught my attention, and I was like, you know what, man, I have to paint this. I couldn't do it from the car though, so I took pictures and then produced this from the studio.
Also, you took pictures.
Yeah, I took shots.
Because some artists usually just do sketches and then they try to remember some of the colors. But there's one unique factor about you. You don't only paint, but you also teach. Talk to us about that journey. Is it easy? And first of all, have you ever met someone who's zero talent and then you develop the skill into maybe an acquired artist?
Like I said before, you need the love for the craft. This just cuts across all creative elements that people have, singing, dancing, every other thing. People need to love what they're doing first for them to even gain a thing from it. So me as a teacher, I wouldn't say I'm a teacher, I'm just a facilitator, which goes along the way of teaching. So I enjoy it because I also get to learn from people, because art is never ending. You learn until you die. So I get to learn from kids, I learn from adults, and I learn from whoever comes to my classes. So yes, I give classes, but they're not really teaching.
Okay.
Because you can't teach what's coming from someone's
Heart.
inside.
Wow, that's a unique thing to say. Let's finish with the last portrait. We have a portrait here. Can we move to it? Yep.
Now, this is Henry Matisse. Matisse is a French painter from back in the days. Me being an impressionist, I get inspired by these people. So I did like a celebration of old painters. I had one of Picasso, Matisse. I had Monet, 2 Monets. It's more of a celebration themed paintings that I did to sort of...
People are asking who Monet is, so we just remind them kidogo.
Oh, Monet the garden man. Monet is also French.
A French
Yeah,
painter?
he's a French painter. He came after Van Gogh. Van Gogh was a Dutch painter who worked with... What was that? Can't remember, but anyway. Van Gogh was a Dutch painter, so they're like the fathers of what we are doing now. So me, I just get to borrow from them and sort of give a twist to what they already did and make it more of mine.
How much would you sell this work of art for?
This piece is going for 112.
112,000.
Yeah.
So you'd sell me this one for 112,000?
Yes, I would.
So watu wako nyumbani na hawezi pata hiyo 112,000 utafanya aje?
We have ways of paying. So we have like installments. Ukiwa nyumbani, usiuze shamba. You can pay pole pole. And you can find Lisa Christoffersen. She's going to speak about how to buy art, which is a model they're working on through installments. And then, yeah, at the end of the day, you'll have it in your house.
Yeah, true. But there are so many people out there who would like to know. I know there's no starter pack, but then for this question, let it be starter pack. But what's the starter pack to being a good painter as you are?
Being a good painter, just love the craft, man. Because look, the thing with art is, see all these guys I mentioned, Monet, Manet, whoever, they have their names engraved in history because they were different. Now they were different because they stuck to their heart. So you can't have a starter pack for painting. The only thing you need is to love the craft And what has worked for me is to be open-minded, get to learn from people who are ahead of you, because it's just like in life. Even you doing the interview, there's always someone ahead of you to whom you'd wish to get to the same level they are. And so to get there, you just have to love it, be motivated by your own self, and then have the drive.
So many people want to see some more of your work. I think we're going to get some more of your wall paintings, more of the works that you've displayed on the walls at your wall painting.
No, I'm not showing on the wall. I only have one piece hanging out there. I have a show running now. I don't know if I should speak about that.
Yeah, you can talk about it.
I have a show running at Polka Dot in Karen, Polka Dot Gallery. So if whoever wants to see more of my work, find time, pass by the Polka Dot Karen. It's in the souk. The show runs until the 5th, so make sure you go before the 5th.
Before the 5th, yeah. Sawa. And of course, people want to get to see you on social media. How do they find you on social media?
I have an Instagram account and Facebook. Facebook is
nice. You know, most of the artists don't. They
you.
hide. But just talk to them and tell them how they can be able to get your work.
I'm a few out of the masses. You said most of the artists. So I have an Instagram account. It's Costa Ojuang, Coster. Ojuang, Ojwang. It's got all my works, the shows I've done, the shows that are coming up, and Lord Errol has my work as well. So come here, have some coffee, eat, and then have the amazing artworks on the wall you can look at. And yeah, you just keep the message going on.
Thank you very much for creating time to be here with us.
Thank you for coming.
And of course, you're going to be talking to Lisa Christoffersen, who's an ambassador, the official ambassador of the Lord Errol. And if you're out there, I just want you to get the detail in what she says. African heritage and how we are supposed to export it to the rest of the world. You're going to get some more. Hashtag Artistic Tuesday is what you need to use. Hashtag KTN Life and Style. And follow me at brand_Sally. This conversation continues because I want to talk to Lisa Christoffersen. So if you're out there, make sure that you wake up a few people. They get to see some more about how they can be able to monetize their gifts and how they can be able to expansively be part and parcel of Life and Style. So if you're out there and you want to be a part of Life and Style, you can go to our social media platforms. We need to create that opportunity. And of course, the hashtags to use for this show, hashtag Artistic Tuesday, hashtag KTN Life and Style. Follow me at brand_Sally. Follow us at KTN Kenya. And you know we are all things art. I told you that we're going to be talking to the official ambassador of Lord Errol. And her name is Lisa Christoffersen. And she's here. Karibu.
Ooh, thank you very much.
Karibu sana. Actually, people do not know that you speak Swahili.
Poleni sana.
Karibu.
Asante sana
Karibu
kufika
kwa
hapa
nyumba yangu.
Asante sana kufika kwa the Lord Errol.
It's a good morning, and we'd like to get to know why the Lord Errol enjoys different works of art, and you often get time to just display them on the walls. Because I've been here, I didn't pay keen attention to the walls, but then right now, I've seen Costa's work and I'm like, wow, I think it's something that we should pick and take on to the next level.
Thank you very much. We started the Lord Errol Art Gallery using the external wall space. So while our guests are dining and enjoying a beautiful moment, a drink, a cocktail, happy hour, whatever, the walls are adorned with beautiful art pieces by Kenyan artists and photographers. We are trying to encourage Kenyans to appreciate art, appreciate their heritage, and invest in art. The wealth of a nation is only in its art. And it's really important that we share that message. So each of the pieces hanging here at the Lord Errol restaurant are from various artists, different mediums, and they all have a little tag with its description, title, and a price. So please come to the Lord Errol and enjoy the art. We change the art every month. So there's always a selection, and there's a price range as well.
How do you select? Because so many artists are like, okay, I'd like to come to the Lord Errol. How do you select them? Because I've seen Costa here, we've seen Teddy Michener's work being displayed, and I think we're going to make sure that we get some cuts of some of the work. But how do you choose? What's the selection process like?
Well, I give every artist, whoever approaches me or who I know, I approach them and ask them, would you like to exhibit at the Lord Errol restaurant? I'm giving you a window, a visibility, a chance to expose your work, people to get to know their art and their names. Who are they? What is their medium? The title? What is their inspiration? Art is inspiration. And it's not just for a home, it's for offices, it's for airports, it's for doctors' plazas. I find too many buildings are just too stark naked. There's no inspiration. Their walls are just white and boring. So what we offer clients who come to me and say, Lisa, I love, love, love that piece. However, it's out of my budget. It's fine, let's talk. I don't know the client's financial situation, so we do a payment plan. So it has to be a win-win situation for the artist and for the client.
So you've had an opportunity to travel to different countries and you've seen different works of art, you've seen different expressions. What's so different from maybe European paintings to maybe Kenyan paintings and the kind of heritage it bears?
Well, I think Kenya, first of all, offers a lot of talent. There is so much talent in this country. And I think majority of the artists, they get their inspiration from the nature. You look at a country like Kenya, it is so beautiful. People pay a lot of money to come abroad to visit Kenya and see the nature, the beauty of the countries, the diversity as well. And that's where a lot of the artists derive their inspiration from, and it gets put onto a canvas. So I think that's where we see a lot of inspiration from the artist in their work. You know, I think Henry Matisse here that Costa's painted, you know, was a fantastic, famous artist. And no doubt Costa got inspiration from him. So he decided to paint him, and that's also inspiring.
I'm looking for a day where we're going to have a painting of Costa being painted abroad.
Ooh la la.
as inspiration to some of the artists in Europe.
I'm sure that will happen.
Yeah, but it's not an easy thing that you do, because you do this every month. So it's a whole set of new designs, new paintings every month. Is the selection process tiring?
Not at all. It's actually, I love it. I love it. You know, meeting the artists, getting to know them, and we move the art around. So it gives them a window, and they can come and say to me, Lisa, I've got another painting. Can we exchange this one for that one? So it constantly changes. And you know, Lord Errol has a lot of repeat clientele. So it's also fantastic for the clients that they don't come here and always see the same. So it's a moving art show.
And you're not the only person who's interested in this. You have an array of different people, diplomats, who are also interested in that.
Absolutely.
And you also do it as charity at times. So how has it been? How has it affected the locals? Because we'd like to know how the Kenyans have been able to benefit from some of the work of arts being sold to different parts of the world through maybe diplomats or...
Well, I'd like to tell you about two things. First of all, we also support a lot of the artists from Kibera. So we've taken Nikon cameras into Kibera. Photography is a universal language, and it is also art. So we've taken Nikon into Kibera. They've trained 20 youth, first giving them throwaway cameras, teaching them how to use a camera, then taking them into the studio, training with a real camera. And what is actually very exciting, I have been spearheaded by some of the diplomatic corps of Kenya to put together a photographic exhibition called Through the Diplomat's Lens. An ambassador arrives in Kenya, the host country. How do they see Kenya? So we are actually putting a beautiful photographic exhibition together in June 2019 at the National Museums. And we have selected 4 to 6 photos of each ambassador and 11 photos by the youth in Kibera that are going to be sold, and the money raised goes to 3 charities: an orphanage, an elderly people's home, and the photo school for the youth in Kibera. So it's all very, very exciting, and we're going to make this Through the Diplomatic Lens an annual event. The exhibition will be on till the end of June at the National Museums, and then we're going to move it around. We want to take it to Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret, you know, all around Kenya, so we can inspire Kenyans as well to take the opportunity and get inspired.
Do you have platforms where you train people to monetize their gifts? Because probably people might understand the value in their art and maybe the charity, but do they understand what comes behind it, in that they can be able to start it as a business or grow it as a business?
Absolutely. I mean, I think, you know, galleries and museums, they offer a lot of art. And if people want to derive that inspiration and take it on as a business, they should do so. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So give me your parting shot, because so many people are really interested in asking you questions, and after question after question. I'll create more time and make sure that I come here to exhibit more of the artists from on display at the Lord Errol. And of course, I want you to look at that camera and talk to that young artist at home. Give them advice and tell them what they need to do to make sure that they become better.
Well, what you can do is come to the Lord Errol and view the exhibition here anytime. My numbers are all written next to each painting. You're very welcome to email me or contact me. If you would like an opportunity to exhibit here at the Lord Errol, please get in touch with me.
How can they get in touch with you?
Well, my email is lisa@lisachristoffersen.com.
Nice. And that's all the time we had for the interview. Thank you very much for creating
Asante
time.
sana, nashukuru pia.
I want to speak more Swahili with you next time when I come.
Tutaongea tu.
Tutaongea,
Hamna shida.
si ndio? Hakuna shida, si ndio?
Hakuna shida. Karibu tena. Tutaonana mwezi kesho basi.
Watu wengi wanataka kujua kama unajua Kiswahili and they're like, are you sure? Are you sure Lisa anajua Kiswahili?
Ya, wanafikiri mzungu huyu anajua Kiswahili kweli? Lazima.
Lakini waambie waendelee kuwatch Artistic Tuesday.
Please watch Artistic Tuesday and zoom in next month as well. We look forward to seeing you again. Karibu sana.
And that's exactly how we're going to cruise back to the studio to make sure that you get to see more spoken word, more rap music, more cypher, more musicians as they participate in this hashtag Artistic Tuesday. Sisi yao.
See ya.
Thank you, that was fun.
Fantastic.
Nice.